Ian? Oh, nice. You've seen this guy. He made an appearance on The Howard Stern Show and on Melrose Place. Make some noise for Jerome Cleary.
All right. Oh, my God. I had some trouble getting in here tonight when you guys were coming in. Did you see this guy out front? He had like tan pants on and a blue T-shirt. And just as I was coming in, he turned around, he quickly pulled down his pants, and he exposed himself to me. I ran into him 9 times. Is that too many? I heard he's part of the Neighborhood Watch Me program. I say just give piece of ass a chance. That's how I roll. God, you know, in LA, I go out having lunch or dinner, and I'm always ending up sitting beside a lot of couples. And as they're eating, they're talking about the relationship. And after an hour of them talking about the relationship, I hate the relationship they're in too. I'm like, you have to get out of there. Don't order dessert. Get up, get out, run. I live in a really gay neighborhood, so I was thinking I was going to get hit on by a lot of really hot guys, but I don't. I get hit on by the homeless for spare change. So I finally caved in and I slept with a homeless guy. And I wrote a book about it. It's called The Passion of the Crust. And it's coming out in cardboard this June. Soon to become a Lifetime original movie titled Hold Your Nose, It's Almost Over. Soon to become a half-hour sitcom titled Peekaboo, I'm In You. Crazy. It's crazy. I like going out to nightclubs here. Have a lot of really good time. I went out recently, I met this guy, and we really started to make a great connection. He had a couple drinks, and I had a couple drinks. Who am I kidding? He had tons of drinks. I have to take them high as a kite to go home with me. So eventually I said to him, hey, sir, over here, we should hang out. And I only said that because I watch MTV, and I know that hang out means we should have sex. So we get back to his place, we're sitting on the sofa, and he leans into me and he goes, hey, it's great to be out. I go, but we're inside. He goes, I just got out of jail. Yeah, I moaned and laughed nervously too. And then I hightailed it out of there, and I got back on the internet because I thought it'd be a lot safer. Are any of you on the internet here? I'm the only one in that chat room? The rest of you writing with feather ink, wax seal, and sending it by carrier pigeon? If you don't know the origin of the word internet, in Latin it means liar, in America it means fucking liars. I belong to 2 dating websites, 2 that I'll admit to. I met this guy on Match.com. This is a true story. He said he was divorced, he wanted to have kids, and he was bisexual. After dating him for a couple weeks, it turned out he was still married, living with his wife, had 2 kids, and was bipolar. Yeah. Then I met this really nice guy, he's 22, we're out to dinner, and he goes to me, I'm gonna stalk you. And I'm like, hey, that is really flattering. But it wasn't great stalking. You gotta be scared, right? But one night, he finally calls me at 3:30 in the morning on my cell phone. I see it's him. I'm like, finally, we're going to be stalked. And he starts talking, and he goes like this. So how was your day? I'm like, no, stop. He goes, what's the matter? I said, listen, I got to say something. He goes, what? I said, you haven't done a very good job of stalking me. He goes, well, did you want me to stalk you? I said, if you have to ask, it's not stalking. It's role-playing, and I'm not into that. I'm not into games. And then I met this really sexy, nice Chinese guy, and we slept together. But the worst part about sleeping with a Chinese guy is, an hour later, you want another one. It's a craving. It's a craving. And now I can't walk past Panda Express anymore because I feel really sad and really horny. And sometimes when I belch, I can still taste his poo-poo platter. Oh, I see you've had the poo-poo platter. In LA, it's great. You know, do you enjoy when it gets really hot here, especially out here in Pasadena, when it gets really hot in the heat waves? Do you know what's better than the heat waves? The kids left in cars. Yeah, it's an epidemic. In LA, the parents, they're just so busy that they can't keep track of everything. They're trying to keep track of the yoga mat, their latte, their keys, BlackBerry, iPhone. That they leave the kids in the car, and they bake all day while they're in the mall or someplace. And when the thermometer pops out of the kid's leg, he's done. The meat just falls off the bone and makes a tasty snack on the way home. But last summer, the LA Times, they leapt into action, and they wrote some tips to prevent tragedy. And it was in the automotive section, so I'm sure you all saw it. but I memorized the first 2 tips. Would you like to hear them? Yeah, of course you would. Always leave a cell phone, purse, or briefcase in the back seat. It will remind you to open up the back door and see the child. Isn't that handy? And my favorite, number 2, get a large teddy bear, place it in the car seat. When you place your child in the car seat, bring the teddy bear up front as a reminder that the child's in the back seat. Now, you know who the real victim of this crime is? The parents. God damn that child for nodding off and being so quiet. You never see somebody with a crack baby like, where's my crack baby? No, because that crack baby's angry and tired, and he wants us to hit a crack right now. That's right. I picture a really good PSA, a public service announcement. It would be like this, like a little sweet baby sleeping, and this would be the voiceover. A full tummy, shh, equals a silent dummy. Don't feed the child. Don't feed that child. Now, I memorized some other great tips of my own for tragedy. Would you like to hear them? Yeah. Of course. You're riveting overreaction. I love it. Okay. Number 1, tie a cowbell around your kid's neck. It's sure to clang on sharp curves on the way to daycare. Number 2, break out the birthday cake sparklers and light them and put them in your kid's hands. You may want to wear oven mitts on your hands when you do this one. You're sure to see the sparks fly in the rearview mirror as you're driving. And lastly, break out the old Halloween costumes. A bright purple Barney, a bright yellow SpongeBob. You're sure to see that festive costume as you're running through the dead heat into the mall. And scene. It's crazy. I decided to get off the internet and stop dating that way because I thought it was a little too creepy. Or maybe it wasn't creepy enough for me. But really good news for me is, a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, I met this really nice guy. He's Italian, he's a performer, his name is Regis. So last night we were gonna make love for the first time, and he said to me, aren't you gonna wear a condom? I said, no. He goes, how come? I said, because what happens in Regis stays in Regis. These are all true stories. And I just got a new roommate, and he's straight, except for those months he's late on the rent. And he's been late on the rent a lot recently because I unplugged his alarm clock, I slashed his tires, and he's been fired. So now it's a win-win for everybody. Hey, I'm Jerome Cleary. Thanks a lot.